Hey everyone, welcome to Jojo's World.
Happy Moist Fest, everyone.
Don't care for that.
It's muggy.
I do not co-sign Moist Fest.
It is wetten in the air, shall I say.
Nah.
It is mildly, precipitous. Slimmy.
Nick, I'm going to level with you. I hate this riff. I'm Liam S. Smith, one of your co-hosts.
And I think Valentine, the other one, the co-host.
This is Jojo's World, our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast, where we are recapping and discussing JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the little anime that could. Specifically, Part 6 of Stone Ocean, Episode 9, Debt Collector Marilyn Manson.
Or Mary Lynn Manson?
Mary Lynn Mason.
Mary Lynn Mason, you cunning pottery artist. I was about to ask many questions about pottery, but I feel like no one cares about pottery in this day and age.
So Nick's fairly sleep deprived today.
I am very sleep
It's going to be
deprived.
one of those episodes.
It's going to be an episode where I literally ramble on for about 20 minutes on a topic that has absolutely no bearing to the show
The
whatsoever.
rise of imperialism in pre-World War II Japan, for instance.
The 90s economy of Japan, for example. Or maybe just I'll ramble about how tired I am for an hour.
60 minutes.
Yeah, and then you'll be like, great, I edited
Cutting
60
all
minutes
that.
out of that.
Nick, today we are talking about episode 9, which covers chapters 628 through 633 of the manga, the entirety of the Marilyn Manson arc.
Ooh. Actually, yeah, that makes a lot of sense because it did wrap up. Yeah.
It sure did.
Yeah. And you know what else I like to wrap up, Liam? Our Patreons. Well, I'm Nick Valentine. I'm here to say that our Patreon message goes out to this guy.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
And I mean well done like a steak.
Just
Ruined.
so our Patreon today, Liam. I think you're going to enjoy this name. It is Long Schlong Jimmy John.
Long Schlong Jimmy John?
Long Schlong Jimmy John.
Well, you can call them long, or you can
Fuck
call
my
them slong.
life. I thought we escaped this. We had a whole episode where we almost got away from that.
Look, if you set me up for it with a rhyming name, I'm gonna do it.
Look, it's Long Schlong Jimmy John, but you don't have to call me Long. You can
You don't have to call me John, son.
So, okay. Wait, we have to do a different riff for poor old Schlongy boy here. Like, there's got to be something we can riff off.
Don't care for that nickname.
Johnny? Jimmy. Although Jimmy is his normal name.
Or is it Jimmy John?
Or Long Jimmy.
Jimmy New John.
You can thread
Boy
the needle.
genius.
Thank you, Long Jimmy, for
Thank
your
you.
contribution.
Thank you, Stretched Jim, and your wonderful penis.
We believe that it is one of the greatest things on our Patreon right now.
Hey, Nick, shut up,
Why?
because I want to share with you
I'm putting my phone over
some
there.
words of wisdom from the creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure,
Tell me more.
Hirohiko Araki.
Is that who it is?
In this, the 5th volume of the serialized manga release.
Oh, that's Bakuman as heck.
I don't know what that is.
Neither do I. It's a anime / manga.
Is that the
about
one where they
manga.
have like the little like marbles that they flick and they
Little
turn into little
marbles?
robots?
Oh no, you're thinking Bakugan
Oh,
or whatever
okay.
it's called. No, I'm talking about Bakuman.
Ah,
Bakuman is about manga.
Baku the grappler.
Baku the Groupler. Ooh, Baku the Groupie? Yeah, Baku the Groupie. That makes a lot more sense in my head.
Yeah, Nick,
Yeah.
this all makes perfect sense.
Yeah, well, you got Baku the Grappler.
You're being coherent and understandable.
No, this makes
And
perfect
you're
sense.
not crazy.
No, you have Baki the Grappler. You have
Bakugan.
Baku the Groupie, and then you have Bato the
From
Ghost in the
the
Shell.
Shell.
Right?
His name is French for boat.
And then you have Bio the Swamp.
And the Biodome.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
The Technodrome where Shredder lives.
Yeah,
from
and-
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and it's a post-apocalyptic wasteland, but that's the only habitable location for Miles.
Hirohiko Araki says,
Yes.
when I visited a prison for research in Miami, Florida, I interviewed the director. I asked him if the reasons for each prisoner's incarceration varied based on gender. I had the mental image of men committing more heinous crimes and women committing more gentle crimes. The warden said, they're the same. There's no difference between men and women. There are just as many murderers and rapists from either gender.
Nice.
We should all aspire to have a world with such equality.
You know, when I lie down at night and I think to myself, is the world really fair? I just remember on both sides of the gender fence,
Anyone can
be a murderous
Kid.
rapist.
Set your sights high, for if you apply yourself, you too can grow up to be a murderer or a rapist.
Men, women, anything, other, whatever.
You could be president.
You
Or
could-
you could be a murderer.
You can be Joe Biden or you can be Charles Manson.
I'm trying to think if there's a famous serial killer named Joe.
Don't you fucking start with him.
No, not for that reason.
Oh, okay, good.
Just
Um,
none come to mind.
I was about to say Joe Biden, but he's not a murderer.
Diamond Joe, he's coming for us. He's gonna kick down our door and be like, I'm so old!
I don't think we need to worry about you being alive anymore.
That's your Biden?
Now you die, young man.
You see, I was talking to a man named Cream Corn Johnson the other day.
Now you can call me Creep. I shot him in the head 6 times.
He doesn't have to call me Johnson.
He didn't have to call me Biden, but I called him an
biding
enemy.
my time. And 75 years later, I got my revenge.
Wait, how old were you when you met him?
30.
Jesus Christ.
He's old. He's the old president.
Wait, how old is
I
Biden?
don't care.
75?
This isn't our US politics podcast. This is our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure podcast. And Nick, I want to talk to you today about Marilyn Manson Debt Collector, the most Part 4 episode to date.
So, it has real chill vibes.
Chill vibes.
That then turn
a
into
game that spirals into a quest for your very life.
a life or death circumstance born of the game of...
It's also got, in terms of like its meta plot structure, we're seeing for the first time something that we saw hints of in Part 4, but I don't think ever this explicit, which is a real like Sailor Moon or Arc 2 of Utena, villain influences the villain of the week and turns them into a malicious stand user.
So we're kind of getting like
Like,
the whole,
yeah.
the cronyism of it.
Like, if this was a Sailor Moon episode, Queen Beryl would send someone down to the prison's sports supply store and brainwash them into a sports demon.
What's her name from Power Rangers would be like,
Rita Repulsa.
send through my prized champion, you!
Or if this was the Black Rose arc of Revolutionary...
they would corrupt what's-her-face.
Mirashone would be so dismayed over not getting her parole that she would go to the therapy room and be like, I can't help but steal.
It's all I'm built for! Dun-dun.
Go deeper. You have to go deeper. God, that's a good show.
We should watch it again.
I should watch it again.
Maybe I'll do that over my weekend. I'll watch Utena again.
All of it.
I'll crack open the shell of Revolution. I'll get that sweet yolk.
You know, we are the chick, and the world is the egg. And if we don't crack that delicious yolk, we'll die.
We're not going to make an omelette of Revolution, are we? We need to stir the pot and make the scrambled eggs of our freedom coalesce into a gooey, delicious mixture. Adding in the cheese of liberty. The rosemary? The basil and thyme of democracy.
I just know Nick's gonna make fun of me because I'm only starting to make omelettes from my own eggs now.
I am going to make fun of you.
Anyway, this is JoJo's World, and we do open...
I just thought of like jury walking around. It's like, what's in the bag? An omelette. And then like Nanami thinking, but my omelettes are always so heavy.
So,
Yes.
we are in Father Pucci's special prison office.
I don't know why this omelette bit's so funny. But yes.
And we're seeing a lot of close-ups on candelabras and a big golden cross. You can tell he's Catholic because of like all the golden iconography he owns.
Well, I mean, he could just be a big fan of Vampire Survivors. We don't know.
Available now on Steam. Vampire Survivors, a game that features no actual vampires.
Legally speaking, definitely not Castlevania characters.
So there's this woman. Her name's Mirashone.
Is it Mirashone or Mirashon?
It depends because her namesake is the Italian fashion designer Mila Shone. It's got one of those little 2 dots above the O.
umlaut.
What does that imply for pronunciation?
So if it has an umlaut, it blends with another vowel.
Is that an umlaut or is it
No, it's an umlaut.
Is the two dots the umlaut?
Yeah, because metal fucking loves umlauts.
Okay, so it blends with another vowel. Which vowel? There's no other vowel there.
I think it's E, I think.
Sean.
So like, schön, Mila schön?
Let's go with that.
But it's not Shen, it's more like Shen. Like,
well, her name doesn't have it, so let's go with Mira Sean.
Okay, Mira Sean.
She's there and she's like, "Oh, Father, so foolish of my continued theft and kleptomania. Do you think you can help me get parole?"
And Father Poochie's all like,
"I'm so evil."
Yeah.
And he's
he has this big monologue.
classic villainous anime monologue thing where he's just talking about something entirely different. And he's like, "Did you know that with proper training you can even teach dogs and parrots how to read, utilize fire, and understand art?"
That's great, but about my parole...
Yeah, that keeps going. I'm just imagining a parrot being like, derivative?
Just something in the background being like, "But what about the parole?" And he's like...
There's just this dog looking at a statue, just being like, "Oh, oh, oh." It's understanding art.
It's just like, as you can see, it's caught on.
The dog's really more into,
classical art, more so
it
than
likes
modern
landscapes, but it likes them to be, what's the phrase?
It likes the ennui of landscape art, not the optimistic negative
Genuinely
space.
forgetting all artistic terminology despite working in an art gallery for several years right now. But,
Capitalism.
not realism.
Abstraction?
Yeah, it likes abstract landscapes, the dog does.
Yeah. So he likes the abstract?
Yeah, the dog loves abstracts.
He sees like a square sitting on a circular plane. He's like,
That could be another dog.
it has a triangle at the top. He's like, ears. He's like, yeah, good boy. I mean, they're all good boys, but you know what I mean.
I'm just trying to find... Yeah, so you were right, in fact, Nick. Her hairstyle does change in this sequence.
It goes
later.
from vulnerable...
Right now it's it's a bit extra, but it's fairly normal. She's like got a center part with some dinosaur spikes down the center, and she's got sort of 3 braided locks over her eyes.
And she looks very, like, meek and like, "I'm sorry, I just want to know about my parole."
And I also want to steal all the time.
Yeah, she's got, like, big purple hair. Like, big purple hair.
What do you think the difference is between man and animal, Mirashon?
About my parole?
Anyway, so I was saying, let me eat this cherry and use that for my next tortured metaphor. It's, classic Pac-Man style cherry with 2 stems conjoined. Then he opens his mouth to show the 2 pips still attached to the stems. The point is, the point of what? What are you talking about, Father Poochie?
We're talking about art.
After finishing the cherry and leaving it in your mouth, which tooth would you bite the second with? You must not bite the first pit while eating the second cherry. What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. I thought I got it while we were watching, and now I think about it more, I'm like, wait.
Yeah, wait a minute, you're just saying words.
Maybe this is like him being like, "So you can teach anyone to understand art, which I understand. Philosophy, I get it." And you're like, "What? Huh?" Like, maybe he's just trying to look smart when he's not.
Or maybe it's like the 2 pits, or 2 cherries are Jotaro and Jolene. And it's like,
which
you
one do
can't
bite?
compromise having the Jotaro disc in your quest to dispose of Jolene.
True. So which one do you bite down on first, knowing that you can't bite down on both?
Well, you do it from an angle they wouldn't expect. Dear sweet mirror shown. So he's like, "What about my parole?" And he's like, "Yes, I think we can have you paroled." "Really, Father?" "Yes, I'll recommend it to the committee." And she does a little,
A joyous bounce.
a little meek bow. And then he grabs her by the back of the head and jams her into the corner of his desk.
And he's all like, "Yes, but I love that streak of theft that you have."
And we see that she has pocketed the golden crucifix that was on his desk.
The Golden Cross.
The only thing that can repel Dio. He's a vampire.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think he was assuaged by crosses, was he?
It never really came up.
Yeah, fair.
No opinion on garlic, as far as we know.
Oh, but we do know that he hates holy things, like Jonathan, the holiest of us all.
Holier than thou, that Jonathan Joestar.
Yeah, literally had holes in him for quite a long time.
Certainly in the moments leading up to his death.
Indeed. Such a holy boy.
When Dio took that body, he stole his gains.
Bastard.
Truly an evil disposition cannot be corrected. Love to hear that from the priest.
You can't help but love him on a deep level, right? There's something about him that you're just like, oh, he's a good guy.
Who, Poochie?
Yeah, he's evil, but he's a good
Look
guy.
at this pose he's doing. He's like,
Yeah, it's the classic Jojo's oh wait, that goes all the way.
yeah. It's like being real sensual over her unconscious body as Whitesnake leans out with a couple of discs, being like, I cannot deny your talent for theft. You will prove useful to me in a way that doesn't actually involve any theft at all.
So, it's kind of,
Right?
yeah. So, I do love, it just feels so wrong, but when the disc goes in her head, it does that, like, sound, but then there's all the squishing of flesh and stuff. I'm like,
Visceral.
oh, I hate it. I don't know why I hate that of all things.
So he puts a mind disc in her to influence her mind, and a stand disc in her to give her a stand, and we got an episode baddie of the week.
Hell yeah!
Dweet doo-doo, everyone.
Every single episode starts with that sound.
Nick, we drew attention when we were watching today to two particular characters in the background of the OP that we had never commented on before, and I'd love to get your take on them. Let me just see if I can pull up a picture of them.
So they come after our three amigos.
It's in the shot with Emporio in the foreground, drawing most of the attention.
Emporio?
Baseball boy.
Baseball boy. Yes. Haven't heard much from Emporio in the last few episodes.
No, well, they were out in a swamp, weren't they?
True. But now they're back, and Emporio's nowhere to be seen.
Suspicious.
Coincidence? I think yes. Is this a frame-by-frame breakdown on the Jojo wiki?
No, because it doesn't appear to have the frame I'm looking for.
They're just like, as you can see, it's people, but it's not. God, so vivid.
Okay, yeah, so this shot, there's Emporio in the front right of the frame. Mm-hmm. We move back past a movie poster. Then there's our three protagonists, the beautiful Jolene, Hermes, and FF.
Yep, used to be Atro, but gone forever.
Then there's two folks back here.
One that looks like fucking, not Doppio, the other guy.
Diavolo.
Diavolo, but sexier.
Stupid sexy Diavolo. So, use your words, Nick. Paint a word picture.
Alright, so you know how Diavolo had that sick pink hair?
Yep.
Yeah, this guy, I guess, has pink hair, but it comes down like a tentacruel or a splatoon.
Yep, he's got a little beret thing on too.
Yep, and he has those crisscross fishnet, not quite fishnet tape shirt thing.
Yep.
He's got a small...
He's also got what appears to be like overall straps just connecting to this web of mesh.
Yep, so they're not coming down to the belt, they're just at the top like shoulder gauntlets, but they're straps.
With a skirt of some sort.
Over the nips, maybe? I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah.
Hanging beetroots or hanging voidy thing, crystal
eggplants.
Thing? Yeah, eggplants. Weird like little skirt thing.
Big green boots.
Huge green boots, like gimp green boots, you know? All the way up to the
We all know
thigh.
what gimp green boots look like.
Yeah, you know what they are.
And then this other fella.
Who has a rhinoceros poofy hat thing. What, like you know those hunter's hats that are made of like squirrels?
Yeah.
But it's a rhino. Rhinos don't. No, rhinos have one horn. It's like a two-horned but two-eared, not quite horn, ear, kind of hippo maybe? A hippo hat maybe?
One of those Russian stoles maybe?
Yeah. Then
Hippo hat, sure.
he's got a bit of a onesie thing going on.
Real like superhero spandex suit thing.
Yeah, with like triangular cutouts along his ribs.
And neckline.
And neckline as well. He's got, I guess, a cod piece almost, but I can't tell if that's a cod piece or something else, with a big W belt. Like
it stands for Wambo.
Wambo?
Yeah, that's a SpongeBob thing.
Oh, okay.
People will get it if they get it.
If they don't, go get it.
You can tell he's the evil version of someone else because he's got a W on his belt there.
What?
Like Wario or Waluigi.
So we have to find Mumbo.
Yeah.
So that
Number 5.
So
here's my new JoJo OC.
Okay.
Their name's Mambo.
Uh-huh.
And their stand ability lets them produce up to 5 clones.
Okay, like what? Okay, so like Wambo.
Like Mambo number 5.
Oh, I see. But are they good clones or evil clones?
There's just no way to know.
We'd have to have an episode on it. Anyway, so we don't see these two at all.
No.
Like they I don't even understand why they're there yet, but they're here.
Well, you know, like how
Charlotte.
Foo Fighters was in the... Yeah, like how Charlotte's being in the OP, despite only appearing in 2 episodes.
Fucking Charlotte. That fucking alligator. Or is she a crocodile?
It's fun times at the prison, and everyone's having fun in the yard playing catch.
So, Jolene and Foo Fighters?
Yeah, or FF.
Or FF, if you will.
FF has a big old sippy cup, or like cinema straw cup
A receptacle of liquid.
of water, and she loves to sip the water, right?
I mean, that's kind of her? Its modus operandi.
They quickly recap that FF is hiding the Jojo Star Platinum disc on her person, and that, they quickly go back and forth about whether they can trust her, but Jolene does. FF is having a great time. She's like, it's not like the wetlands here at all. Look, I can drink this water, and if I fish this baseball mitt out of this trash can, we can play catch.
Hermes is like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about FF, but you seem to trust her, Jolene, and that's bad.
And Jolene's like, well, and also Whitesnake doesn't know that she's alive, so that's something in our favour.
It's the element of surprise that really lends itself to some JoJo scenes.
So they have a quick aside about how, like, ideally they should get this disc to Jotaro as soon as possible, but because of Jolene's previous escape attempt, she's not allowed any phone calls or visitors, so they're just trying to bide their time to figure out a plan for that. And in the meantime, Foo Fighters will keep the disc safe.
Seems like a solid plan.
At this point, a cruel, rude boy picks up Foo Fighters' precious drinking cup.
And it's all like, I'm thirsty.
She's like been really happy and chill, and now she's like, hey, fucker, put down my cup.
I will literally drink you instead of the cup.
Put that cup back on the bench now.
And he's all like, but I'm fucking thirsty. I'm
Yeah,
going to drink this water.
Yeah, don't put it down if you want to keep it.
And Foo Fighters is all like, ugh. And this guy, does that guy have eyes just rolling into the back of his
Nah,
head?
he's just got small weird eyes.
Oh, okay, all right.
Does a big drink.
Got real McQueen energy.
Jolene's trying to talk Foo Fighters down. Like, I'll bring you more water, it's fine. We've got taps here.
We're allowed to drink water in prison.
But she loses her temper, and a little slit opens on the tip of her finger, and she shoots out a pressurized bullet of Foo Fighters goo.
And it goes into his mouth.
We were talking about the logistics, like we don't really get an explanation of what she's doing here, but we can kind of surmise that, she's got that self-replicating goop factor, and she's probably just shooting out a glob of it, which then, upon hitting its target, would engage its dehydrating power we saw.
But it's weird, right? Because how is she making it into a gun?
She's like probably fully infested Atro's circulatory system by now, so she can probably just like cause a
pressurized thing?
pressurized blockage and then release it suddenly.
It's very strange. Yeah. So then this guy's cheeks go full stretcho.
Full stretcho, we all know what that means.
Just huge stretcho. They just puff up.
And they start to, the skin starts to break a bit from pressure.
My literal worst nightmare.
Then he vomits out heaps of Technicolor water into the cup and crawls off and is never seen again. And Foo Fighters is like, I ended up with more water than what I started with.
And just drinks it up voraciously.
Again, real Junji Ito posture on her drinking.
Oh, she loves it.
Eyes rolling back in their head.
She craves it.
She craves that mineral.
She craves those nutrients. Freshly dispensed.
Let's get back to playing.
So, Jolene and fucking Foo Fighters, they just play some catch.
Yeah, they spend a while, because Foo Fighters isn't a human, so she's never thrown a ball before, teaching her how to throw a ball.
And Jolene's like, hey, you're getting better after hours.
Yeah, tuck your hip in. Great.
Now look natural. Great. Now walk the runway.
Meanwhile, she's doing the most unnatural body contortions to throw the ball.
And it's like, you're doing well. Jolene, Jesus Christ, utterly hopeless.
Jolene, Foo Fighters says, did you know we've tossed this ball 86 times now? We haven't dropped it at all. I bet we could do 100.
And then someone from nearby is like, I'll bet you can't do 100.
Yeah. And we see the dull, Negaverse brainwashed eyes of of Mirashone, not Queen Beryl, the villain of Sailor Moon Arc 1.
Yep.
And as we said before, her aesthetic has changed slightly. Now the locks in front of her face are unbraided and longer, and
Her big purple hair.
sorry.
Her big purple hair now has concentric rings
Yeah, it meets at the base.
to be more evil and more controlled.
Oh my god.
That's right. Now something is holding her captive. She doesn't have two long pieces of hair at the front anymore. It's just one long one, framing her agonizing defeat into the world of being someone else's.
Yeah, and the
Slave?
locks in front of her face, like with that ring, it forms like a barred window because she's a prisoner in her own body now,
Oh no.
and also a prisoner in prison.
Oh no. It's a double prison.
The realest prison of all is prison.
It's
Fact.
Like, is prison the self? No. It's prison.
Yeah.
When you're at university. So as you can see,
Does this prison in
metaphor.
this story represent like repression in society or the inability to express oneself? No, it represents a prison.
I see that high school of yours taught you poorly. No, it's a prison.
Everything is literal.
But what about the things that no. Trust me.
She's like, I'm betting $100 that you won't make it to the 100th throw.
And Jolene's like,
Jolene is
that.
immediately suspicious. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, I'm just killing time.
And Foo Fighters is like, yeah, we'll fucking take you on.
First, Mirashone kneels down and reveals a big sock full of dollar bills.
So she has
and we
the
can see
cash.
the beautiful face of Benjamin Franklin there.
Just be like,
I approve this message.
She's got 50s, she's got 100s. She's got bank.
She's got some
That pink sock.
some
purse.
Hamiltons there.
Lewis. Ooh.
Alexander.
Wait, is Alexander Hamilton?
Yeah.
Who's Lewis Hamilton?
Couldn't tell ya.
He's the race car man.
Sure, yeah.
So Alexander.
The race car man on the $20 bill.
He drive, so we put him on the money.
Yeah.
So the Alexander Hamilton, right? Question regarding Alexander Hamilton.
Okay.
Is he on the $50 bill?
20.
20. Right. Who's on 50?
Couldn't tell you.
Interesting.
Washington, maybe?
So George Washington, one of the founders. Oh wait, no, that's alongside Alexander Hamilton. Wait, then who's on the 100?
Benjamin Franklin.
Did Benjamin Franklin
That's what
found
started
America?
this whole conversation.
Did he found America?
Yeah, he was there.
Interesting. And they thought to put him on 100, but not George Washington.
Look, I don't really know or care who's on American money. They still make it out of paper. It's entirely backward.
Who's on the $1,000 bill?
I am.
And who's on the $1 trillion bill?
Liam.
The more evil, capitalist, corrupt version of Liam.
Yeah.
Who just so happens to not be in Super Smash Brothers right now.
Really want them to put Waluigi in Smash. Like, I know it's like an ironic bit people do, but I think he'd fit right in.
I mean, it's not ironic. People actually want him in as a playable character.
Yeah.
Because Wario's there, so they're like, so put Waluigi in.
Yeah.
But he's already an assist trophy. So
I know.
how could they possibly put him in as a playable character? Whole game balance.
They should
is
also
gone.
put Dracula in.
Fuck, yes. Please put Dracula
But Dracula from the Keanu Reeves, Gary Oldman Dracula movie.
in. From the Dark Universe.
Yeah, sure, Dracula Untold.
Oh, God. Can we please put Morpheus in there from Marvel's Morpheus?
I don't know. Like, I saw Morbius, I think. I saw a poster for Morbius and I was like, I'm a huge nerd and I've never heard of that character.
Yeah.
I guess they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel now.
Yeah, they've kind of gone through all, like, your A-tier Avengers, and they're like, okay, so what about, like, B-tier Avengers? And then they went through that, and now they're like, okay, so we can't even use Black Widow. Morbius is a vampire, we guess, so why not take him? Yeah, let's give that a go. And now they've got Jared Leto doing
Ooh,
Morbius?
really?
I think.
But he's annoying,
He's the Joker.
baby.
So that's gonna be weird. Maybe it'll be really good, and I'll be like, well, I eat my own words.
Much like Morbius does. I assume that's his power.
He wakes up in the morning, pours himself a big
cup
bowl
of
of words,
words.
and he's like, but where's
words.
my sentence milk? And then he realizes,
Sure.
oh wait, that's...
I think we can all agree that grammar is the milk of words, right?
Yes? Grammar milk? Milk, just like
Grandma
grandma used
milk.
to make. Ugh. If anyone's drinking grammar milk, I got serious concerns.
I have started reading the third of the Discworld novels.
Oh, yeah.
equal rights, but rights like magic rituals.
Yep. Love it.
I'm not far in, but there's a character named Granny Weatherwax, who is a witch of sorts.
Go on.
That's all I got.
Oh,
I don't really know much about her yet, but that's a good name for a witch.
that is a good name for a witch. You know what I like about Discworld? A lot of it.
I kind of wish I had read it more when I was growing up, because I didn't really at all, and I
Yeah.
think I would have enjoyed it a lot.
I haven't read any of them, but everything I've read of it, pretty good.
I read my first one probably a couple of months ago, which was Guards, which is about the guards, or the Night Watch.
Oh, is it a one-off?
No, it's the first of, like, because he does those little, like, character quadrants.
Yeah. The weird, like,
It's
is
like the
this guy's
first
turn?
of the Guards ones.
Wait, there's multiple guards ones?
Sure, yeah.
Oh my god, Terry, calm down.
Well, he's dead now.
Yeah, so he has to.
Yep.
Let's just, make fun of the dead. That's fine.
We're not.
Well, no, not well, kind of, but maybe. I don't know. That was more a poke at all of the dead because we don't want them rising back up and taking over our jobs. Yeah.
Foo Fighters is like, hey, yeah, let's take the bet. And Jolene's like, hey, shut up. We're figuring this out here. I'm suspicious.
Miroshon looks evil.
Yes.
That's the way we would put it.
Throughout the rest of these scenes, just assume she's looking evil.
Like, literally, if we don't describe her, she's just looking, like watching, and looking evil.
Jolene's like, we don't have that kind of money. I don't have $100.
And they're like, well, you can bet something of equal value.
You can bet any item. Tobacco, drugs, gum, a phone call, a vibrator. I'll accept anything valuable. And Jolene's like, okay, I'll be honest. I'll be frank with you. I don't trust you. I'm not planning on betting anything with you. Then Hermes steps in and is like, Jolene, you could really use some money because even after you get your phone call privileges back, you'll still need the money to make the call.
And Jolene's all like, yeah, but I can't make phone calls.
Don't worry, well, yeah, but you will be able to in future.
Yeah, but I can't make phone calls.
I'm afraid of phones.
Don't you get it? The last phone I touched caused me irreparable damage in my hand. Look at it. It's all stringy now.
Yeah, Jolene believes she's got, Better Call Saul, older brother, electromagnetic sensitivity.
So this whole time when you've been in court, you can't take a phone call? Yes, but you've been on a phone call
Right
this whole
now.
time. But that's impossible. Wireless Bluetooth.
Spoilers for season 3 of Better Call Saul, I guess.
Wait, is that a thing that
Yeah,
happens?
that's a thing that happens.
It's actually a thing that happens?
Not
Oh my God.
100%, but pretty much.
God, I could be a writer. I really could be.
Hermes is like, basically, I'll spot you the money. Like, FF might suck at playing catch, but you did get to 87, so it's a pretty sure bet.
And all of them are like, come on, you dumb bitch, do it. We're not peer pressuring you. You stupid hoe. Let's do it.
I love this phrasing. You suspect that this is Whitesnake's trap, but I know that, Miroshon, because we're on the same floor.
And then she looks evil from afar.
She looks a lot more evil today for some reason, but I don't know her that well, so maybe she just does that sometimes.
Maybe she's going through a phase of evil. We've all been there.
She's the greedy, self-destructive type that kept committing committing petty theft. Think about it.
Wait, is that it?
Yeah.
Is that the whole rush?
No, she's like, think about it. Even after you get your phone call privileges back, you'll need money.
And then Jolene's all like,
So you're going to play or not? And Foo Fighters says, I'll play, we can win this. And every time someone agrees throughout this episode to participate, when they say it, there's immediately like a cash register sound, ka-ching.
like a big ka-ching ka-ching
Like
jackpot.
locking them into the game.
Yeah. And the Miroshon's like, good.
And she's pointing
points.
at the camera.
Yeah. I wish someone would point at me like that, but without looking evil and oh god.
It's not nice.
So Liam just pointed at me, and it looked like he was about to suffer some kind of
Attack.
I was going to say cruel fate.
You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? Yes, I recorded the JoJo's World podcast in a hot room. That's right, you thought it would be an episode without discussion of the local temperature, but we sure fucked you.
Guess what, boys? It's just moist in the air.
It's muggy. Oh yeah, that's literally the first thing we talked about today,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's one
Unless
of those
I cut
episodes.
that bit.
Don't you fucking dare. You keep that in there, you coward.
You cut that bit and I'll cut you.
I'll cut you out of this whole podcast.
Then Nick, who will do the editing every week?
I'll go on Fiverr and I'll pay someone to be like, hello, $3 to edit a 1 hour podcast. Thank you very much.
So they spend a couple of seconds establishing terms. Jolene says, if you raise your voice or get too close, the bet is off. And she's like, great, but it's already begun and it wouldn't be fair to me if you play too close to each other or hold the ball for too long. So Jolene says, we'll throw from at least 3 meters away and throw within 10 seconds. And these become crucial terms through the remainder of the episode, particularly that second one.
Yeah, the 10
3
seconds
meters
one
doesn't really come into it much.
Yeah, the 3 meters one is more like so there was
There's
a
distance to throw.
Yeah.
They can't just pass it to each other. So they start tossing, and it's all good fun.
And then Miroshon sits down.
No, that's in a minute.
Oh.
They do a couple of we go through these initial throws in excruciating detail. Like we can probably skip over. After a couple of throws, though, Foo Fighters gets distracted and starts saying, "Hey, stay away from my cup!" And Miroshon is just sitting on the bench, like vaguely near it.
Yeah, she's sort of like not on the far edge of the bench from the water.
She's like
but
in the center
middle.
of the bench, and then the cup is on one of the edges of the bench.
And Foo Fighters like, "You fucking asshole! Get away from my
Stay
water!
away from my cup! It's not my fault. She's getting near my cup.
Get away from my wet ass water, you son
It's
of a
her.
bitch!"
She got near my water.
And then Miroshon's all like, "I did nothing.
I'm just watching the show."
And Foo Fighters like, "That's what they all fucking say."
Then they come for my cup.
They come for my water. And then who has the water? Not me.
And Jolene's like, "Throw the ball. Time's running out." So then Hermes goes over and is like, "I'll hold the cup."
All right, just chill.
1 second left. And then because the time and the pressure, Foo Fighters' throw goes real wide, and like Jolene has to dive and like collide with the bench, but she makes the catch.
Literally like the most dramatic part of this entire episode.
The bench like splinters.
And Jolene's like, I got it. I
got
caught
it.
the ball. Hermes is like, Jesus Christ, that went pretty far. And Miroshon's like, yes,
Miroshon's
it
like
did.
got dead eyes and is emanating menacing katakana.
This has gotta be the start episode, like, not the start episode. I think
Start episode.
The JoJo's World image that we put on the website. This
If I
has
can
to be
find it.
It has to be.
100 throws, we did it! Foo Fighters is real smug, like, I could do another 100. I'm that good at throwing with my human body that I
She
have.
should never have said that because Miroshon's like, is that a
Well,
bet?
give us $100, Hermes says, and Jolene's like, no, she bet with Foo Fighters too. $200, please.
Oh yeah, true.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
And then Miroshon's like, 100 more. I'll give you $1,000.
If you throw $100 balls more.
And then they're like, you don't have $1,000. And then Miroshon's like, yeah, I do.
sure do.
You just saw
I'm
my
loaded.
$1,000. Like, you just saw it. I have $1,000. I don't even, like, Nick in real life doesn't even have $1,000, all right? Miroshon having $1,000 is like, you what? Damn.
Jolene's like, nah, I got what I needed, I'm done. Fair point, fair play to her.
I mean, that's good. That's good stuff.
I'm gonna be frank. There's something I don't like about you, she says. If you want a wager, and she's gonna say, go play elsewhere, but then Hermes walks into frame and is like, I'll do it. I could do it $1,000.
And Jolene's like, what the fuck are you doing?
So Jolene tags out, Hermes tags in, and they have a quick aside. You're right, she is suspicious. Especially the way she insists on betting. And then she's putting some gum in her mouth. That's important later. But we can potentially make $1,200.
That's too good to pass up.
That's 1,000 dozen.
That is a week's supply of hummus. That is
Sure.
like...
Go through a lot of hummus in the Ballantine house?
I can't eat hummus, but yes.
Oh, because of your nut allergy.
How you doing? That's personal identifying information, Liam.
Yep, I'm doxing you.
That's it. Now everyone's gonna at me and be all like, lol, nerd, can't even eat hazelnuts. And I'll be like, yeah. I'm gonna get so much judgment online for my inability to eat Nutella now.
No, Nick, it'll make you more approachable and human. You'll be president soon. Or maybe a murderer.
My entire campaign / serial murder spree will be predicated on my nut allergy.
Yeah.
I'll either be like,
He's the nut killer.
I want... If I'm the president, it'll be like, bring back nut-free goods. We don't want those nuts in our life.
And if you're a murderer, you'll kill people by like jamming an EpiPen straight into their heart.
And be all like,
And
how does
filling
it
their
feel?
mouth with nuts.
How does it feel to eat nuts? And they'll be like, it feels good!
And also you're dressed as like a squirrel.
My dress?
You're dressed as like a squirrel.
Oh, I'm dressed as a squirrel.
Yeah.
Why a squirrel?
Squirrels eat nuts.
Yeah, but why do I have to dress as like in a full squirrel suit?
I just thought it would be humiliating for you.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I added it to the bit.
Well, serial killers are beaters trying to be alphas. Boom, I said it. Come at me, serial killers.
What's this, why are you bringing this sort of toxic masculinity into my house, Nick?
No, I mean literally, like, psychologically. This is Nick's psych degree coming in now. They are, the best way to describe them are, like, even though it's not real psychology, is like, they see themselves as betas trying to be alphas because they want to be like the powerful, dominating, like, I know how to be like powerful. But because they're in these roles of like sad, unfulfilled.
But Nick, internet idiots have since created the archetype of the Sigma male, which is this thing you're describing.
Oh yeah, and that is the greatest meme ever created for the dumbest reasons. The trillionaire grind set must live on.
Fuck.
It's so dumb.
You love to see a girl boss winning.
There was a really good SpongeBob
Okay.
Sigma male grind set video. Because there's like the chocolate scene.
Yeah, where they're selling chocolate and one guy goes nuts with the chocolate.
And the Sigma male grind set is the guy who loses his mind at the chocolate, where it's like beta cuck offers weak goods, Sigma male rebukes, and then it's like beta tries to bring back the transaction, Sigma male denies transaction, and then he just like chases them out of the house, and that's when the music kicks in, and it's like, mwah.
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really follow that, but I'm gonna assume it was funny.
It's so good. I would highly recommend looking up some Sigma male grind set memes, just to be like, wow, toxic masculinity is dumb.
So anyway, Mirashon's like, it might be 10 seconds soon.
Yes.
Better throw. More easy money. And then we cut to
the
sundown.
Afternoon, evening transition time.
They've only done 31 throws in that transition.
And
so at a maximum of 10 seconds per throw, that's like 300 seconds, which is...
Can we go back slightly? Where are their shadows when the sun is up? Like, because I'm curious if they're just on the ground underneath them, and it's like midday.
Well, the sky is like bright blue.
Yeah, but it could be like 3 p.m. and their shadows are slightly elongated, you know?
Well,
they don't
these
have
people in the
shadows.
distance here have like directly underneath the sun.
So it's like literally 12 p.m.
Yep.
And then we cut
300
to like,
seconds later, the sun's going down.
Yeah, we cut to like 6 or 7.
I'd say like 5.
No, not 5. Not in Florida.
On a winter's day, maybe.
Oh, wait, it's in Florida. Maybe the sun acts different. Because I know here, it's like 7 o'clock and the sun is barely down.
I think we're probably overanalyzing what was just a bit of visual shorthand for time has passed.
Dare you? No, we need to go deep into this well thought out anime.
A stand is making the sun set sooner than it might otherwise.
God, the other day, so I'm running my D&D campaign, right? One of the players asked me...
Dungeons and Dragons, the game by Wizards of the Coast. The Hasbro-owned company that will help dox victims of sexual predators to those sexual predators.
Yikes. Someone asked me something like, so, genetically speaking, where did these animals come from in the chain of, like, other animals? And I was like...
Well, so like probably not this, but like a dragon or an owlbear.
Yeah, something like that, where they're like, so how is this related to other animals? And I was like, I'm not going to figure out the genetics of every animal in my world.
You could always just say it's fantasy world, they don't have genetics.
No, as in like, if we were looking at it ourselves, what would it be?
But,
and I was like, I don't care.
In a high fantasy world with magic, there's no reason that those things have to work the same way as they do in our world.
Ooh, so then how do they work? Would be the immediate question. And I'd be like, I don't care.
Magic.
Well, yeah, but they'd be like, yeah, but how magic? And I'd be like, no.
Ineffable magic.
Ooh.
The mysteries of the universe, but different mysteries of the universe from ours.
But then every fantasy fan be all like, boo, I want rules. Brandon Sanderson changed the game.
Apparently there's been a lot of discussion recently about, like, it's been the revival of Dragon Ball Z power level discourse. I saw like a Polygon article or something about it.
What do you mean? Like power level discourse?
Yeah.
What? As in like who would beat who?
No, so like there's a whole thing in the early arcs of Dragon Ball Z about how the villains wear their scouters and read people's power levels.
Yeah.
And I feel like that accidentally codified a tangible metric for like people in the fandom tracking people's power levels.
I see.
Despite the fact that like it's pretty consistently shown in the show that like it's the bad guys who aren't in touch with like their ki who care about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And the good guys pretty consistently undermine and subvert it.
Right, I see. But everyone still uses that number? Right, okay.
So, like, I remember when I was a kid, like, K-Zone magazine would have profiles on the upcoming Android arc, and it would have the power level of each of the androids.
To be fair, that was the raddest shit in the world, and I was all about it.
Gonna do the next throw when this, like...
This fucking thug fucking guard
This guy, he looks a bit like, if
my friend's dad.
If the Warden digivolved. Right?
Yes. Yes.
So he's like still also got like a fucked up eye thing going on, but it's a bit like a papillon mask. But he's taller and buffer.
His head is somewhat more deformed somehow. So he's got like real Eggman head, but with a bump in the back. Because he's got those two tufts of hair coming out the side.
Yeah.
His mouth is huge, his eyes are tiny, his nose is tiny. His personality, uproarious.
Inmates, put away your exercise equipment. Recess is over. And everyone else is walking in. Miroshon looks on impassively.
Miroshon's like, you fucking idiots. And this guy's mouth.
Hermes gets off the next throw despite having her hand grabbed, and he's very angry that she ignored him.
He's like, what the fuck do you think you're doing? In like super accentuated ways.
Yeah, classic Jojo angry person.
Yeah, his mouth is like twice as big as it should be.
Jolene tries to use this to call the bet off, and then Miroshon goes into this rant that's like, I think a little poorly phrased in the translation, so I'll quote it. Just to shame the hardworking translator.
Yeah, Megami.
Let's say that a meteorite falls from the skies above into this yard right now. Then you'll persuade to end the game, blaming it on the meteorite. Not to convince me, but yourselves. Does that sit well with you, though? Maybe you ran out of time because you took too long to throw the ball. It's true they did only throw the ball 31 times in like 3 hours, as far as we can tell.
That is true. Damn it, Megami Hunter, make these translations.
It's a very minor error in the scheme of things.
I know. There's a piece of me that kind of wants to have Megami on the show, just to be like, hello.
We don't really do guests.
But I wish we did. You know, it would just be like the most awkward us doing our comedy bits and then them just like, so can I talk? We're like, no, you shut up. All right, we've got words from Hirohiko Araki to get through.
Yeah. If you can honestly say that you didn't break the rules of the game, then go ahead, end the game. And the guard's like, Hermes, you'll be thrown into punishment ward. And then she slips him $100 and is like, come on, give me 5 minutes. No, 3 minutes. It's like, I'll do another lap, so that'll give you 2 minutes.
Ooh. And Hermes is like, fuck, I gotta do this quick.
And then she goes to throw it, but then he's like, but a measly $100 only gets you the ball, not the glove.
But we need the glove to catch the ball.
Oh, no.
So she goes to try and catch the ball, but without the glove, she's powerless. And it goes right through her fingertips.
But fortunately, she's not powerless, she's powerful. Because earlier, she put... what?
Perfect thread of needle.
Yeah. She put a sticker on the gum she was chewing. And then put the duplicate gum on the ball. So that now when she removes the sticker from the gum in her mouth, they recombine, the ball goes back up into the air before it hits the ground, and she catches it.
3-hour-old gum baseball catching.
A clever ruse, but...
this is the problem.
Miroshon looks on. I'm just watching. I won't interfere or object, and I can't prove anything, but Hermes knows she just cheated. I can tell this because... that robot over there, Marilyn Manson, is here to collect the debt.
I would love if it was just Marilyn Manson. It's like, that robot, Marilyn Manson.
So this stand is like one of the most robotic stands we've seen to date.
He's literally a cyborg.
Just a cyborg with like hooks for hands.
Like real Bioshock Infinite hook
like those
things.
double hooks that people get like as like Victorian era prosthetic hands. Or Buster Bluth, you know?
Yeah. And she's...
and it's got a little display like on its robotic eye plate of the dollar value of Hermes's debt.
$1,000. Jolene's all like, look the fuck out, she's a stand user. And then Hermes gets cacuined.
Not quite yet.
Ish.
First, it rips open the tissue of her breast and pulls out the money we know she's been storing in there.
So much cash!
Marilyn Manson will always collect the debt, no matter where you hide it. The full value. And the money's not enough. So then, as you alluded to, it plunges its hook right through her body, and on the other end is her entire liver.
And we see like a heroic backdrop.
I wouldn't say heroic.
Oh, it's a bit.
It's backlit.
Yeah, it's backlit. There's a lot of shadow, but they're in a heroic pose of our noble hero getting cacuined by...
our noble hero, Marilyn Manson, putting the pain on someone avoiding their debt.
And he's just like, I did it. I finally did it. I got the debt. It's collected.
So Hermes is... So let's talk a bit about Marilyn Manson briefly, and also Miroshon.
So Miroshon gives me real Metamorphosis vibes.
Miroshon's on a 5-year stint in prison for theft and armed robbery. Her hobby is gambling.
Who would have seen that one? What do you like to steal? Probabilities?
Everything.
That seems likely.
She looks a bit like Marie from Breaking Bad.
Does she?
Sure, she's got that sort of centre part hair, and her hair is purple, which was Marie's favourite colour that she was always wearing.
Damn it, Marie, the minerals.
Yeah. The nutrients, Marie.
The nutrients.
They're not rocks, they're nutrients.
Why can't you think about me? Because the nutrients.
She is named after Mila Schoen, as I mentioned, the Italian fashion designer, born September 28, 1916 and September 5th, 2008.
Has she had any wardrobe malfunction?
There's no subsection on her Wikipedia page.
Any famous clients that might have...
During World War II, Mila married Aurelio Schoen, an Austrian precious metals dealer. The minerals.
The minerals!
Whom she met in Milan. In the post-war period, she enjoyed a brief return to wealth. She became a client of the most prestigious Parisian couture houses, such as Balenciaga and Dior.
Ooh.
Blah, 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 divorce, failure of businesses.
It's like, she was quite happy, but then no, it went to shit.
The New York Times called her the shrinking violet of Italian haute couture and declared that she did not make clothes for shrinking violets. 1973.
Huh. What the fuck does that mean?
Who cares?
It's fashion.
According to the Telegraph, her work combined Balenciaga's austerity of cut, Dior's versatility, and a dash of Schiaparelli's wit.
What the fuck? This is an entire...
According to the Boston Globe, her clothing was often geometric and displayed fashion world examples of cubism.
Ooh, I like the sound of this. I'm a big fan of cubes.
Her signatures included intricate beading and wool coats that eschewed traditional linings in favour of double facing, that is, 2 layers of wool stitched together.
Ooh, I like this. Okay.
And that's really all there is to say about her. How did she die? Unclear.
But she did.
Yes.
Confirmed. Unless she put that on her Wikipedia page to throw us off the scent.
Oh, I see. So she was born to an Italian aristocratic family, but they lost their wealth in the breakup of the Austro-Hungarian Empire at the end of World War I.
Oh, I see.
Then her father managed a pharmacy.
Oh, that's pretty good thing to manage, all things considered. You want to manage that healthcare?
Marilyn Manson, the stand, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the Jojo Vele commentary is.
Yes.
And we know who Marilyn Manson, the musician, is, and also he's the subject of some sexual harassment controversy right now, so I'd rather not dwell on him for too long. But he's basically like a cut-rate Alice Cooper.
Yeah. Hey Miss Murder covered. The Beautiful People covered. Wait, no, Hey Miss Murder is his song. Anyway. Wait, is it even that or is it AFI? I don't care. Marilyn Manson exists.
I think it's AFI, if I remember. Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock correctly.
Yes, you're right, yes. So it must have been The Beautiful People that was Marilyn Manson.
It wears a welding mask. It's a creepy debt collector, so I hit its facial expressions. Mirachon's hairstyle is nice too, isn't it? I thought it would be creepy to have someone spying on others through their hair.
Framing device.
Sure.
Wait, is that it?
Yep.
Oh my god, Araki! Give me more!
It's a creepy robot debt collector.
He wears a welding mask. Like Actress, the musician.
I'll take your word for it. Hermes is bleeding out with no liver. And Marilyn Manson is like, if I sell this liver on the black market, it will compensate for the remaining $590. That's a cheap liver.
I mean, look, organs are cheap.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they not expensive?
No, they're in wide supply. Do you know how many people are alive right now?
Yeah, but most of them need their organs.
Yeah, but you can just take them.
Really? Does a liver not go for that much?
Well, I can just regrow.
Are you being serious or are you doing a bit?
I don't know how much a liver goes for.
Okay.
Liam, I'm going to level with you, okay? I don't know how much a liver goes for on the black market because I've never looked for it.
I'm just imagining this robot, like, selling the liver on the black market, then coming to dying Hermes, being like, and here's your change from the sale.
I'm a debt collector, not a fucking loan shark.
I'm not a thief.
All right, here, take your change. It's like, but I need the liver.
No. We seized that liver because you defaulted on your bet.
But I'm going to die in like an hour.
Yes, but now you have
money.
$6,000.
Wait, the liver's worth how much? 6,000. I can just
$6,059.
I could buy a new liver. You could, not a big one.
You better hurry.
Yeah, not a big one, I tell you what.
But liver is one of those ones that will largely regrow if you get a bit cut out, right?
Yeah.
So they couldn't have just left her like a scrap of liver.
No, absolutely not. You need that whole liver. Otherwise it doesn't regrow.
I am the shadow of Hermes' conscience. You cannot attack me, it says after Foo Fighters tries to cap it. Hermes broke the rules and lost the bet. I only collected her debt. If you have any other valuable, I can exchange it for this liver.
And Jolene's all like, fuck you.
Jolene picks up the ball and is like, let's double down, I'm in.
All right, $1,000. Here we go.
If I win, 100 throws.
You give back
1,000 throws.
Yep.
If I win, give back everything you took from her. Everything.
And Mirashon's all like, good.
It's not even Mirashon right now. It's
Oh, it's my boy.
It's Marilyn Manson gestures with its meat hooks, being like, I hope you are prepared to wager something as valuable. Yep, I know you're after the discs. I'll wager the discs.
And then Mirashon's all like, yeah, good.
Jolene basically exposits to the bleeding out Hermes that, like, it's not your fault you got tangled up in all this stand bullshit with me and my dad, so, you shouldn't die over it. I'll get you out of this. They do care about each other. Aww.
Not that much, though. They're still in prison and hate each other. But they like each other.
They don't hate each other.
Well, they might. We don't know for sure. Like, deep down, they might be like, Jolene, I hate you because you're better than me. But I love you because you're better than me.
You got such cool hair, Jolene.
You're such a badass, Jolene, and all I have is breasts filled with money.
Foo Fighters like, but 1,000 throws? That stand seems invincible, I don't know. Yeah, you're right, but the stand user isn't, so we'll keep tossing to each other, then go kick the crap out of Mirashon.
So they have a bit of a montage at this point.
Like them searching and chasing through the prison, tossing the ball to one another.
Keeping an eye on Mirashon the whole way.
They go through the shower block, and they're like, she must be over here. And then Jolene's going to do the next throw. But then Foo Fighters can see behind Jolene, Mirashon's hand reaching out to flick the light switch. Oh no, how will you catch a ball in the perfect darkness of the shower block?
No! So she hurls the ball too late to hear the warning.
Yeah, and she's like, Foo Fighters, let the ball hit you. That will let you catch it.
So Foo Fighters lets it...
slams into the side of her head, leaves like a significant dent.
Well, I mean, to be fair, she is also not a human. So...
And like little tendrils of goo come out of her eye to aid with the catch.
She catches it, she's like, I got it, I caught it. And Jolene's like, well, you gotta catch it back.
Throw it back.
Foo Fighters is like, well, fuck this, I can't see you.
Just fires off a clip into the darkness and hits Mirashon. Somehow this turns the lights back on.
Well, I think she
opens the door to escape.
She opens the door, tries to escape.
But the light comes pouring in.
Oh, the worst nightmare.
So they chase, tossing.
God, her wet bullets, so effective.
We love those wet bullets.
Those wet, steamy, fucking liquid bullets.
Lockdown will soon commence. All inmates must return to their cells. Prepare for head count.
And Jolene's like, fuck.
Run low on time. She's running ahead, catching up with Mirashon.
Mirashon comes up to a dead end.
Looks like we've caught you. Now we know you're a stand user, so me and my friend Stone Free here are going to kick the crap out of you.
Fucking asshole.
We think Mirashon is surrendering, but she's actually playing for time. I'll give it all back and the money too. No, not enough. Who gave you the stand? I need info on Whitesnake. And she's genuinely like, I don't know who that is because she
doesn't know who that is.
She came via Father Pucci.
Yeah. And so she's just like, I don't care who that is. I don't know who that is.
I only wanted to go on parole. Smirk. Press button. We're in a lift. 2 seconds to throw the ball. Doors closing.
And Mirashon now looks truly evil. That's right. I got you in this lift on my own way.
But, so there's a cool sequence here. I love this catch stuff.
You love this catch stuff?
I do.
Baseball. It's the people's sport.
So, like, they do like a Hail Mary last throw through the closing lift grates. Mm-hmm. Foo Fighters throws it to Jolene, who catches it through the closing lift grate. Then she immediately starts running upstairs to get it on the open, and we see her there ready to receive. Jolene throws it, and then just guard hand comes out of front. You'd think Foo Fighters would have seen the guard.
Yeah, but this guy's like...
Thanks for the tip, Mirashon. Happy to do you a favor like that for money anytime.
Oh no!
And then he puts the ball in his back pocket and walks away. It's that same very evil-looking guard from before.
Yeah, the Doc Robotnik guard.
Yeah.
And he walks off, and it's like, that's right, Jolene, you lost. You fucking moron. You thought I wouldn't pay off the guard to catch the ball? Like some fucking common scum?
The game of catch was just interrupted. It's game over, Jolene.
And she looks insane at this point.
Yeah. And for some reason, the camera is like focusing on the center of her forehead, and the rest of her face is just kind of peeking into shot.
It's just cut off, and she's like,
cinematography.
But we get the vibe.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson will always collect what's owed, and
it shows up,
smashes through Jolene. It's going for Hermes with the disc. It shows up a bit preemptively, though.
Because what should happen? But Jolene catches the ball.
Jolene decides, no, I've won now.
It's a real Jotaro play.
So she's doing big victory, Mirashone is, I've won, they're all mine now. And then the ball hits her in the face.
And Jolene catches the ball.
She yo-yos it back to herself with her string power.
And it's all like, you forgot.
The game of catch isn't over because you never specified who I had to throw it to.
And Mirashone's like, wait, what the fuck are you talking about? How do you have the ball?
And then we see, like, sneaky little flashback moments from when the guard was walking away. Jolene shoots out her string, and it, from his back pocket, unravels it, and then re-ravels it with her own string.
And now...
Rather, that is to say, unravels the normal stitching of the baseball.
Yeah.
And then...
And now, she's trapped in a lift with Jolene and a baseball.
Yep.
A literal worst nightmare of most people in this prison.
So, and then all the like livers and such get returned because Marilyn Manson agrees that no cheating has taken place.
And Jolene's like, well, looks like the debt collector agrees.
How many throws do I have left? 800? 900? Better do the full 1,000 just to be safe.
And then she does a bit of an aura.
Aura, but with a baseball instead of just the fists.
Which would hurt.
This is a move of hers that's pretty iconic in the fighting games. And I think she talks about going balls deep for some reason.
In the fighting game.
Yeah.
Maybe because when she announced to everyone, man, I was just jacking off in the guards hall, everyone thought, oh, so she's sexual.
Yeah, it's her iconic character trait.
I get it. And it's like, that's not... Okay.
It's like how like all Final Fantasy VII sequels pretty consistently misinterpret those characters.
Yep, that sounds about right.
We did it! Hooray! And like the discs are coming out of her smashed
God,
up face.
it's just so distressing.
Yeah.
Like, I see it and I'm like, oh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
I'll return the disc to my father, along with the other disc that Whitesnake has, and like cash has exploded everywhere.
Yeah.
Just fluttering down, and Jolene is declaring her victory and end of episode.
Is she going to pick up that money?
We can only hope.
She is in a prison.
She makes a big net of
string.
Yeah. And then like a second colour of string embroiders a dollar sign onto it.
Yeah, the guard outside is just like, but you only have $1 to catch all the money, Jolene.
What?
Well, it's in like a wind chamber.
You only have $1 to catch all the money.
I know what I said. You only have a minute to catch all the money.
Right, I see what you mean.
You only have $1 to catch all the money.
Investment.
Can I pay you the dollar?
Yes.
Yes. Goodbye.
Wait, you didn't do anything.
Oh, didn't I?
I love variations on that Leonard Nimoy Simpsons meme where it's like kids leaving school. Wait, you didn't hear how you didn't learn how World War II ended, didn't we?
Oh man,
The Simpsons.
it's good up until season 11.
Your number one source for Ray J. Johnson memes.
Oh god.
Yeah, I think, did we talk about this a
Yeah.
little while ago? I did a Simpsons rewatch just to see how far I could get, and like mid 12, I just noticed a real dip in quality. I know there's some good episodes like still nestled in there at that point, but I just got to the point where I was like, I've got better things I could be watching with my time.
Yeah. It really goes downhill very quickly. It just becomes pop culture references and not actual
Super
sentiment.
Eye Patch Wolf has a good video on the decline of The Simpsons, and a good point he makes in that is early Simpsons and like golden era Simpsons mocks and parodies the idea of celebrity in a lot of ways through characters like Troy McClure and Krusty the Clown and various guest stars they still had in that time, like that James Wood episode where he works in the Quickie Mart.
Yep.
But
To get into character.
from like season 12 on, I think, or maybe 11, where it becomes most egregious, is like from that point on the show just kind of worships its celebrity guest stars.
Yeah. And like all the guest stars become
Like even,
not just guests, but like, oh yeah, it's Anne Hathaway.
even the Alec Baldwin Kim Basinger episode like is trending in that regard, but even that still has like pretty much every scene has a joke about Ron Howard being an alcoholic.
Oh man. So weird. Such a shame.
The Simpsons.
The Simpsons.
Ba 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 ba.
You
Ba
tried.
da ba ba.
You really tried.
Tune into Tom Walker's stream archives from this month, where he's been celebrating Marge. His joke, not mine.
Jesus Christ. Is he watching The
He's
Simpsons?
wearing a Marge costume and playing all Simpsons games where you can play as Marge.
Okay. So Hit and Run.
Hit and Run, Crazy
The-
Taxi, The Simpsons game.
Yep. The original Game Boy one.
No, the like the Simpsons movie era
Oh.
PS3 game, which doesn't have anything to actually do with the movie.
Yeah. It's
It
just,
actually has pretty alright writing.
How?
I was surprised, but it does.
Oh, weird. Yeah, anyway.
Anyway, that's a Jojo, baby.
Highlights?
When the moon hits your eye like a big baseball pie, that's a Jojo. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with your stand.
Imagine, like, you're at a fancy Italian restaurant.
I'm imagining it right
like,
now.
A really up...
Like a trattoria?
Yes. And no, wait, not a trattoria, like a restaurant. And, like, this guy keeps coming to your table. It's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, how are you? Hey.
I see we're bringing,
Hey, come out. And then,
see we're bringing back both clapping into the microphone to make the audio peak and also our bad Italian accents.
and he's all like, hey, I get you the finest one. Oh my God! And he's like clapping out the back, and then this poor, like, small child comes like, hey, good morning. I give you the wine. And he's like, hey, give me the wine fast. Come on. This is and he's like, I'm sorry, Father. And then he like goes into the back, and you're like, I'm sorry. I want a romantic evening with my wife. Do you have any like romantic music? And he's all like, of course, for you, sir, I have all the romantic music in the world. Please allow it. And he goes back into the back, and then like 5 random musicians come out with like a violin and like a harp, and then they start singing When the Moon Hits Your Eye like a big baseball pie. That's a Jojo's.
Nick, I was really starting to wonder what the point of that story was.
And then your girlfriend, who just so happens to be named Jolene, comes out.
Oh my God.
And is like...
From the Dolly Parton song.
And Jolene is like, you knew where my name came from, and you just sit there going, yes, that's right, because I legally changed your name without your permission. And then all the like musicians are there being like, hey, what is it a good night for you? And the manager is like, hey, don't talk to the customer, I get them. And then they all go back into the room, and then like you spend a lovely evening there, and you can hear another like participant of the restaurant being all like, oh, can we get like a romantic song? And the same manager's like, oh God, and then they all come out, and you're like, I was there once. I knew that. So my highlight's probably gonna be...
Yeah, Nick, that was a really fun little manic episode you just had on our podcast.
Maybe my highlight would probably be Foo Fighters at the start, just really
Really
raving
going into that guy on that cup.
Yeah, just really being like, you get the fuck away from it.
Foo Fighters doesn't even care about backwash.
Yeah,
That's not COVID safe.
Just straight up the Junji Ito, I crave the
It's
water.
Florida, I guess.
Yeah, and it's
Or
just
like, you know, that mountain goat meme.
Wait, hang on, let's go back a second. It's Florida, I guess. What?
COVID.
What?
Not a lot of COVID protocols in Florida, is my understanding.
Yeah, well, they're crazy.
Drinking out of shared vessels and things like that.
Yeah, they're nuts in Florida.
Florida man drinks from a cup and has all water in its body expelled by a malicious plankton.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see how this is going now.
What if the dub Foo Fighters was voiced by
Dave Grohl.
Plankton from SpongeBob SquarePants?
Oh, what does
because
Plankton sound like again?
Yes, it's me, Plankton.
The grandiose Plankton, yes.
That would be funny.
Yes, it's me, Plankton. Wait, but you're a small girl. Yes, but look, my breasts can be larger sizes now. Isn't this great? Yeah, I don't know if you really understand any of this. You get the fuck away from my water, you weird shrimp man.
I would say my highlight is, you know, I love a good Jojo rules lawyer to win moment. So Jolene, with her clever little shumping her string out to grab the ball back and being like, you didn't say who I had to throw it to. Ho, 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 ho.
Oh, that is very conniving.
Now to kick the crap out of you.
It's mainly the second part where you're like, yes, I outsmarted you. And you're like, yeah.
And now to outsmart, first I outsmarted you with my wits, and now I'll outsmart you with my fists.
And that's when I know you really are just like, yes.
Yeah, that's Jojo, baby.
Because it takes the smart bit where you're like, can we get to the dumb bit? And it's like, and now the dumb bit, you're like, yes.
And my low light is probably...
It better not be Foo Fighters drinking from that guy's
Foo
puke.
Fighters rules.
Yeah. She craves the water.
I just felt like Father Poochie really escalated it a bit quickly by jamming her face into the corner of that bench.
Well, he had to deal with the situation at
I
hand.
think my low light is probably like his just like cherry monologue. Like it's just a bit of a non sequitur.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense why it's there at all, really. Well, kind of, but not at all. My low light, however, will be the discs going in and out of fucking Mirishon's head.
It's viscerally unpleasant.
Oh god, I hate it. It's like, I can deal with a lot of things, but the disc coming in and out, I'm like, it's going in and out.
Well, Nick, Father Pucci remains at large, radicalizing prisoners to turn them into disc retrieval stand users.
Yes.
But his latest asset, Mirashone, has failed to do anything of value. But what of her parole?
Well, her parole's probably going to be on probation, if you know what I'm saying.
For fighting.
Oh, yeah, true.
But Nick, Jolene desperately wants to get that stand disc back to her dear old dad's body, but remains in prison with no phone privileges.
Oh.
So I want to ask you, what will happen next time on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 6, Stone Ocean, Episode 10? 10 of 12 of the first batch. Indeed, we're getting close to running out.
Yikes. You were basically like,
It's a good thing we didn't do weekly for this.
You were like, okay, well, we haven't heard anything about the next batch, so,
Well, this episode, episode 9, aired on Japanese TV March 5th, 2022, so a few weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
So presumably we're a few weeks off if they keep going from future episodes just airing on Japanese TV, even if Netflix doesn't drop another batch.
Yeah.
But I digress, Nick. What will happen next time on the episode entitled Operation Savage Garden, parentheses, head to the courtyard, end parentheses.
Operation Savage Garden, head to the courtyard.
Yes.
All right. 2 things I think are going to happen. They'll go to the garden.
The garden.
The garden.
The garden of the prison.
And where they make the tomatoes.
Okay, sure.
And it will become savage.
Oh my god.
So, like, vines and shit.
The greenhouse will, explode into
Exactly.
man-eating plants. and-
So, they need to run to the courtyard. But the garden won't let them. Because as soon as they're in the courtyard, they're safe. But the whole greenhouse is the stand.
Okay.
That's my thought process here.
Pucci's gonna put a disc into, a big old...
Into one of the prisoners who takes care of the...
Oh, okay.
And then they're like,
I thought he was gonna put it into the plant itself.
no, God, no. They're not going to put in another plant. We've already had the plankton boy. We can't have another.
We've also had a plant that turned... or a cat that turned into a plant, if you remember. Back to the halcyon days of Part 4.
Cat that turned into...
Stray cat. Yoshikage Kira nurtured it and used it to shoot explosive air
Oh,
bubbles.
yeah, that's right. But didn't we then take care of it?
Yeah.
And it became
It
friendly?
became friends with Okuyasu's awful goblin dad.
That's right. And they're still together to this day.
Ah.
Because Okuyasu's dad probably can't die. And he probably never will. God help us all.
So they'll be in this garden.
yeah, I reckon they'll be in this garden. Jolene will be on some kind of, prisoner duty to go do this job.
Ah, yeah.
And then they'll be like, haha, well.
Now's a chance
Fallen
to
right
kill
into the trap.
Jolene.
Yep, exactly. So the whole greenhouse will be the stand, where it's like, yes, I love this greenhouse so much. In fact, it became my stand.
Ah. And it's like, there's no plants in the tarmac courtyard. We've got to get there.
Yep.
And
So-
what of the whole disc situation? The Jotaro disc, that is to say.
So Jotaro's mind disc.
Remains at large
Remains
with
at
Father
large.
Pucci. And they have the stand disc, but they want to get it back to Jotaro.
Yeah. So I reckon maybe we're not going to hit anything on that front for a while.
Okay.
Because much like every other part, we'll probably do some Monster of the Week stuff for
Yeah, the
12
Jotaro
episodes,
disc. The
yeah.
Jotaro disc is the save Holly of the
Exactly.
story,
You're not going to hear anything from Holly. You're not going to see Holly. You just know Holly was
I
involved
wonder
at
how
some point.
Holly feels about her son being comatose.
Probably not great. Is Holly still alive?
We never saw or heard from her again after they killed Dio and ostensibly saved her.
Saved. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe... I reckon we're not going to hear anything about it for, at least another 5 episodes. Easily. Because all JoJo's parts have those long periods of time where nothing happens. And you're just like, this is fun. I like this. This is good. And then something happens, you're like, oh, fuck.
Okay.
Pucci. He set fire to the whole prison. Now they're just in Florida as inmates.
Wow. At large.
Yeah. They need new clothes. They need new friends.
Why do they need new clothes?
Because all their clothes have prisoner numbers on
Just
them.
take off the jackets and wear their regular clothes that they've been wearing the whole time anyway.
Jolene's not going to wear anything without that coat. Come on. It's hella aesthetic.
It is.
Anyway, yeah, that's what I reckon will probably happen.
Great, well, we'll find out next time on JoJo's World, the podcast that you've been listening to today.
Hi. Thank you, Megami Hunter, for all that you've done for us. because
Translating those JoJo's Bizarre Adventure episodes for schlubs like us who refuse to learn a language that's particularly difficult for English speakers to learn.
there's too many tones.
French.
Is French that hard to
And
learn?
until then,
To be continued.